We live?
Yeah. Have you guys seen the host? Actually, we've been looking for him ever since the Champions League semi-final draw was made.
Yeah, I mean, are we having a show today or something? You know what? Those show just started. I'll be the host. Doesn't matter. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the 3:33 p.m. podcast by FootBoleh. My name is Haikal, and with me we have Thiru, and since it's just the two of us, unless someone reports him to us, Darman, Da, or Prabhu as the lead host. Usually, it's only two of us, and I've known this guy as Thiru Shevchenko. Now it's only two of us. So, can I ask you why Shevchenko?
It's a good question. But the real reason is because we used to play in a team when I was back in Polytechnic, and we used to follow the entire formation and the teams of AC Milan.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the jersey numbers. So I got 7. So I took Shevchenko.
Makes sense.
So Inzaghi's and Kakas are still out there.
That was a great team. Was it the one where they won the Champions League?
2003.
The one against Juventus.
Yes.
It was way back when.
Way back.
Interesting. I have a lot of names, but I'm not going to start because it's going to embarrass myself because of all the players that left Arsenal. So today we don't have a host. We don't have the usual host, so I'll be filling in. And today's topic will be whether Kevin De Bruyne or Mohamed Salah will be winning the Player of the Season for the Barclays Premier League, as well as if you've seen the preview that we had yesterday, it was a legend or a future legend from Atletico Madrid. And also keep your comments in. We'll be reading them and we'll be answering them later on the show. So without further ado, let's just begin with our main topic. All right. It's about to win the Premier League. Who's going to win it? Is it Kevin De Bruyne of Manchester City or Mohamed Salah? But before asking Thiru, I do have something to ask you, which is rather interesting. These two players, you have to agree, are on a different level this season, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any other player that should be on their level this season with regards to winning the Player of the Season?
That's a tough question. But honestly speaking, I don't see anyone close to that.
Not even David De Gea?
David De Gea, maybe close, not so close. Why I'm saying this because results matter, and how you make a difference matters. De Gea has been performing excellently well, as goalkeeper, but he would not be getting the same review as Kevin De Bruyne or Salah, because Liverpool still have a chance of winning the Champions League.
Yep.
And De Bruyne, ultimately, I believe Man City will cruise to the title. So they are going to be much more, in terms of allocates for this season, in terms of how they are performing, how far they have went, what's their scale they reach. I believe that De Bruyne and Salah are performing much better.
Interesting. One other name, and I think fans would put him in the same level as them. Some fans, and also I think his club would say that he's supposed to win the Player of the Season because whatever happens, they're gonna appeal it. I think you know where I'm going with this. Harry Kane. Harry Kane, does he same level? No.
I don't think so.
No, not this season.
He's performing well, but not the same level. It's how much you engage your fans to believe in you. So I think it's Salah
or Kevin
De Bruyne.
So we've take away all the pretenders. Now we have that two. So which of them do you think should win the Player of the Season?
Salah.
Why?
Because he has, in most cases, single-handedly destroyed some teams, single-handedly won games for Liverpool. And De Bruyne, he actually had a very good form, very interestingly he was kind of the main fulcrum for
Yep.
Man City at the start of the season, but it seems to be dying now.
True.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's sort of true because after recent games, and actually before that, he wasn't performing as well as
Yep. He was
Uh,
not the main guy who got Man City through the hurdle. It was the team itself. There were people performing on that particular game,
Mhm.
but he's been, to me, when I watch him, I feel that his form has dipped a bit compared to the start of the season.
where Salah's now still.
Salah is now in full form. He's going ahead with a lot of things. I feel that he will edge De Bruyne.
Interesting. So your pick to win it will be Mohamed Salah.
Yes.
Interesting. So what? You know what? I agree with everything you said.
Mhm.
To me, Mohamed Salah deserves to win the Player of the Season, the official one.
Mhm.
But somehow, I think because of what Manchester City is going to achieve, I think that Kevin De Bruyne is the one they're going to pick to win.
Mhm.
It always happens that way. Mohamed Salah, on the other hand, I think he's going to win the Player of the Year, the Football Writers Association Player, those awards, because that's how it's always been. Like you see the Ballon d'Or,
Mhm.
players performing well throughout the season, but in the end, it's still Messi or Ronaldo.
Yep.
It's always been like that. So that's what I think would happen. So do you agree with me in that? It's
Yeah,
like
I
it's
do
always been the one that wins.
Most of the time, that's what happens. Sometimes I can pinpoint to you a different time. Do you remember David Ginola?
Yeah,
He actually won it.
yeah.
Yeah?
But
he didn't win anything.
Yes,
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying that. So I'm going for Mo Salah.
that's true. That's true. But that's way back when. But these days, the trend is just who wins it wins. So case closed on that.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're just joining us, this is the 3:33 p.m. podcast by FootBoleh. We don't have our host. I'm filling in, so it's kind of rather not. We're not moving as usual. So we're gonna jump right now to a big thing that happened yesterday, which is to me a reason why he's not here. The Champions League draw as well as the Europa League draw. All right, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Let's review each matches. All right, Bayern Munich and Sevilla. Was it a surprise?
No, it wasn't a surprise.
Was a surprise. Real Madrid and Juventus.
Juventus second leg was a surprise.
It was a surprise.
It was a surprise. I did not see them coming back with 3 goals.
I think most of us didn't see them coming in
Yeah.
3 goals.
I was just thinking that Juve will actually edge it by a goal,
Uh-huh.
and Real Madrid will comfortably go through. But we have to wait until the last minute for
Yeah.
the penalty and the drama and the red card and everything.
Yep.
So that was a surprise.
But initially you picked Real Madrid, right?
Yeah.
But before that red card happened, do you think you wanted Juve?
Yes.
I think everyone did. I mean,
Yeah.
if you were a fan of underdogs.
Yeah.
All right. The next one is Liverpool against Manchester City. Any surprise?
No surprise.
Even you expected Liverpool to win, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Last match: Roma versus Barcelona.
That was a bloody surprise.
I think it took everyone by surprise.
The past 2-3 shows I've been writing of Roma as
Yep.
being European big good. They come in max to the quarterfinals and they usually drop out from there. So, and this is the first time they have. I've seen them in the semi-final in modern day football. To be frank, and it's without Totti. I did not see that happening.
None of
us so soon after his retirement. So I think it's a surprise for Roma to come in.
I remember you sitting there and I was sitting here, and I remember you said that Roma would usually in the Champions League they'll make up the numbers.
Yep.
And I agree with you.
Yes.
And I would like to apologize to all the Roma fans and Roma Football Club, AS Roma Football Club for just writing you guys off. It was a big achievement. It was a big victory, and I think it just shows that the romance in football is still alive to this day.
Yeah. I particularly enjoyed the game, and to see De Rossi and his passion, and Nainggolan.
Yep.
That was excellent.
Manolas.
Yeah.
The cried.
Kostas Manolas. We are now calling him the Greek Emperor, or the God of Greece, the Greek God of Rome.
And yeah, so
And one more thing, I would not apologize because I already have small miniature statue of Totti at home.
So you're aficionado.
So
of football.
negatively, I have inspired them to get such a semi-final.
So you got to thank Tiru for making Roma go into the semi-finals. All right, so Bayern Munich against Real Madrid, Liverpool versus Roma. Is this the ideal draw, or you wanted something else?
Okay. In this case, we have 4 teams from 4 different countries.
Yep.
So I think it's an ideal draw. We do not want a semi-finals with a local flair to it. I prefer it to be more Europeanized.
Yep.
Where you go to a second leg, you see more cultures.
Yep, it's a different
It's a
country.
different country. So, and different styles of football. Roma is Italian football is a lot about tactics, and Liverpool is all about the passion. Bayern Munich, they win everything in Germany, and Real Madrid, they have nothing to play for except for the Champions League.
Yep, and they're the current holders.
And the current holders as well. If they win, it'll be 3 in a row.
Yep. So right now we're going to see Liverpool or Roma, a team that hasn't been in the final for a long time, especially Roma. And Liverpool was, I think, 10 years ago. They're going to be, one of them is going to be in the final. And I remember last week you mentioned the last time Roma was in the final was against Liverpool.
Yep.
And it's like
Interesting.
it is. It's very interesting. And we're gonna get the predictions next week. Next week we're trying to get a very special show. But who are you gonna pick to win it? The whole
Champions League.
Yeah.
Based on football romance, I want Roma to win it. It'll be surprised because Italy has been having a tough time. They did not qualify for the World Cup.
Yep.
So something like this would trigger a flurry of youngsters to achieve something like this, and that has been the case in most cases and most places and a lot of locations.
Before that, remember this episode where we were sitting? I think you were the guest for us. We went through the Champions League preview draw. It was the quarterfinals, and then I remember one time when the actual host, who's not here because he went missing because of Liverpool, he was sitting in the middle, and then I was beside him, and I don't think the mic got what I actually answered the question. The question he asked me previously, who's going to win it? I answered Bayern Munich. Dominic at the time answered Manchester City, and then he wanted the fans to answer the question. And I said Roma sarcastically, and it hurts right now with everything that went down. I'm just keeping my mouth shut. So Roma for the football romance.
Bayern Munich would be my second choice.
Okay.
It'll be a special story for you packmakers.
Yeah.
He just came back on a temporary basis, and he just has a chance to win it again.
Yep.
Right. And I think a lot of Liverpool fans would want Liverpool to win it.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people are saying that the last time Liverpool lost 2-1 to United with 2 goal scorers and 1 own goal scored, Liverpool went on to win the Champions League. They're making their signs here and there. But to be honest with you, if Liverpool wins it would be good for them.
I think I know Dharma on a personal basis, and he is a huge supporter of Klopp being at Liverpool. And the match you mentioned, the 2-1, I think lots of Liverpool fans, besides him, had enough of Klopp and wanted him out. Now look where they are, and I think winning the Champions League would make every Klopp doubter shut up, because he's won the Champions League. Oh, what else? You can't argue with that, right? It's a successful season, in my opinion.
In all honesty, if Liverpool fans do not want Jurgen Klopp, please tell me. I will call the Man United board to appoint him.
Call me first. All right, you touch on Bayern Munich. Do you have something to say about Bayern Munich?
Bayern Munich,
in terms of the manager?
You kids or the new one coming in?
The new one coming in.
Yeah, they just recently appointed Niko Kovac as the manager for the next season. He's a ex-Bayern player as well. He's a defensive midfielder with a lot of creativity. He's a very classy player. He's Croatian, by the way.
What's his current club, by the way?
He's at Frankfurt.
Oh, Eintracht Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, and he has 2 successful seasons there, from relegation contenders to top 4.
Wow.
To top 4.
So he's the kind of guy that brings the team up.
Yeah, and he actually managed Croatia at the last World Cup. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think he's a fantastic coach, but I'm not sure about the dressing room politics in Bayern.
Yeah.
Especially with Ribery and Robben, they extended the contracts
Yeah.
for a year. So that's going to play a huge part.
I think the first task he has at hand is Robert Lewandowski, who I
Yep.
think a lot of suitors coming for him. Real Madrid, the even Arsenal actually, Manchester United, the usual suspects.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing. But one thing I would say is I like how Bayern Munich does stuff, and Barcelona and Real Madrid. I mean, these three teams come to my mind, and these three teams are always performing in the Champions League. But what I'm trying to say, what I was about to say was that is he a relative unknown, Niko Kovac?
I'm a football fan. I go through a lot of things in football. So to me, he's not an unknown. But I think for
Untested.
the world audience,
Yeah.
it would be an untested person. If they look through the records and they see him managing Croatia in the last World Cup, they'll be surprised. Oh, he's the Croatian manager. They didn't know about it, right? So I think the only thing I'm very concerned about now is that announcing this now at this point, will it affect the players? As they're looking at Frankfurt, they know how they play, the style. They're just thinking, where does my future lie with Bayern?
Yep.
So, but I think Bayern made the announcement just to trigger the players and say, no, you got to perform well because there's a new manager coming. So let's go win the Champions League.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But what else? I think I got cut off asking a question. Barcelona and Real Madrid are doing the same thing. I mean, Zinedine Zidane wasn't a proven manager, and then he came in, and you see, even before, right after Frank Rijkaard left, Pep Guardiola wasn't tested. Managers came after him wasn't tested. Even the current one, Ernesto Valverde. So these three teams, to me, are taking a huge risk, and they're still paying off. It's like they're still contesting for the league every season, Champions League. So do you think that clubs in England should do the same thing? I mean, of course, with David Moyes and everything that went down, do you think
It's a very, very
risky?
risky question to answer because it depends on your club's outlook on what your focus is for the next season. If you're looking to give an untested manager a budget, a huge budget, and a big club, it might not work well. It might not work well. But Niko Kovac's appointment for Bayern Munich, he's an ex-player. He knows things inside. He knows how it works and how it's run there. So I think that he had a special clause inserted in his contract with Frankfurt. If Bayern came for me, you have to let me go.
Yep.
So that says a lot that he wanted to go to Bayern for his future. He set his ambitions high. In the case of Zidane, if he loses against Bayern Munich, I think he's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. If he wins this for the third time in a row,
They can't sack him unless he decides to leave,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
So, which one of these ties are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid,
Not the other
not
one.
the Liverpool Roma game.
Why? I mean, he's gonna be pissed off.
You're on different days, right?
I mean, yeah, some people, sleep one day,
Yeah.
wake up the other day.
Yeah.
That's the harsh life of being an Asian football fan. So,
Actually, why I said about Bayern Munich and Real Madrid is because it's two contesting styles, and Bayern Munich has been like a so-called trained to play in a Catalan way by
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola. So it's interesting to see how this thing clashes out.
interesting.
Yeah.
A good point.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go straight to the Europa League right now. So the draw was Marseille versus Salzburg and Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. Your pick, is it still Marseille?
I'm still going for Marseille.
It's still going for Marseille.
Yeah.
And I think last week the host, who's not here because he's away celebrating, he was surprised because the two of us actually picked Marseille to go through when they're still 1-0 down against RB Leipzig. Now we know.
Yeah.
But I got it wrong with Salzburg and Lazio. I thought Lazio will go through. So you're still going to pick Marseille?
I still thought Lazio would go through too.
Oh, for that one.
Yeah.
I see. Marseille still to go through for this one against
Yeah.
Salzburg?
Yeah.
All right, what about Arsenal, Atletico Madrid?
That is an interesting time. A very interesting time.
You know what? I thought that would be the final, and I thought Bayern Munich, Real Madrid was going to be the final.
Mhm.
But it turned out to be a semi-final. and you know it's still going to be played. So I still pick Bayern Munich, and the other one I'll still pick Atletico Madrid. So Arsenal, Atletico Madrid. Sorry, your point.
Um, okay, this is going to be an interesting clash of ideals. Arsenal play in a very attacking way, but everything goes through Ozil right now.
Yep.
I feel that they do not have good wingers,
Yep.
Good wing play. Atletico Madrid, I think the midfield will hold very well against Arsenal. They're probably going to defend.
They're going to be organized.
Yeah, they're going to be really defensively organized. And I think Atletico Madrid might edge it out.
Oh, so you're going to go with Marseille versus Atletico Madrid for mine.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all we have for the Champions League and Europa League draw. So another thing we promised right now, and it's our feature, is going to be the legend versus future legend from Atletico Madrid. Segue. So who's the players, you might ask? Fernando Torres, who is going to retire at the end of the season, and who else is the star player of the current Atletico Madrid but Antoine Griezmann? Thiru, who'd you pick?
I'll go for Torres.
Why?
Because Griezmann has only been at Atletico since 2014. That makes him only 3 years. Okay? But Torres has been there. He's a hometown kid.
Yep.
Right? He's been through with Atletico at the hard times. So Griezmann actually came to Atletico at the point where Atletico were on an uprise.
They were stable.
Yeah, so they were uprise. And I actually stick with Torres because of football romance. He's a home kid. Right? He's been through with Atletico when they were struggling in the league, struggling at games, having problems in the stadium and etc. He's been through with that.
Yeah.
Right? So he's a special one. Griezmann is the current one, but he's not a native there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So maybe if Griezmann stays there for another few seasons, or he retires there, maybe he'll become a legend on the same scale as Torres. But my pick for now, Torres.
Okay, but who would you pick as the better footballer?
As a better footballer, it's got to be Antoine Griezmann. The reason why is because he plays in several positions.
Yeah.
Okay. He can play in the wings, right, left wing. He can play in the hole behind the strikers. He can play as a main striker, support striker. So he plays about 5 to 6 positions. He defends stoutly. He chases back. He drops back to help with the defense and the midfield. And he's an all-round footballer.
What about Torres?
Torres is a striker. Okay, he needs to be fed to perform.
Yeah.
So we saw him in his prime at Liverpool, in Spain at the World Cup and the Euro.
Yeah.
So you know that he needs a working unit around him. While Griezmann, he proved his mettle at Real Sociedad.
Yeah, the club
Right? Before Atletico. So I think he's a better footballer all round.
Interesting. I agree with you. Torres is a legend, no doubt. I go with you again that Griezmann is better. I think that Torres made the wrong decision of going to Chelsea because he didn't perform, and he later went on to AC Milan. Again, didn't perform as well. But luckily, he went back to Atletico Madrid and he's performing. But Griezmann is on a different level. He's a different animal. I think Diego Simeone made the right call by pushing him to a striker role because he was playing on the wings at Sociedad and initially in Atletico Madrid's first season. So I agree with you on both that Torres is he's a legend. He is the legend for Atletico Madrid, but Griezmann is a better footballer. But I hope that Griezmann doesn't do the same thing as Torres by joining a club that doesn't suit him.
Exactly.
Like what Torres did when he went to Chelsea. It didn't suit him. So I just hope he don't go to, I'm sorry to say this, Manchester United, because they're playing defensive football. But if it was a different manager, attacking-minded manager, I think Griezmann would definitely perform.
I agree on that. And I feel that he should join a attacking team. Maybe Arsenal, maybe?
But here's the thing. Griezmann was actually approached by Arsenal, and then I think his representative responded with, come back to us with a real deal, right? Everything's real. Don't come to us with an inquiry. We are interested. That's what I read. And Arsenal did came back. And till today, it hurt Griezmann because he doesn't want to go to Arsenal because of that reason. Like you're leaving things hanging. And
well, with football transfers nowadays, you never know what happens.
Barcelona?
Maybe.
I've read a lot
About him linked with Barcelona, right?
like deals done. This kind of
We will know at the end of the season.
But do you think he'll be a good fit with Messi, Coutinho now? Suarez, and now him? Does it fit?
It's simple. If you want to be a player who wants to be the best in the world, don't go to Barcelona.
Why is that?
Messi is there. Messi is king. That's why Neymar left. We can't have two Indian chiefs in the same place.
But I don't think he has much. He's to me maximum 5 years.
Yep.
So if you wanna,
If you think from this point of view, Spain is all about Real Madrid and Barcelona. And Atletico Madrid is the closest you can get there. All right?
True.
So he's already at the place where he's supposed to be. Okay? So I think he should switch to a different league. Maybe English Premier League. But who and where is the call. I got a feeling that Chelsea might go after him.
He won't suit him, would he?
You never know. Because they're probably losing Hazard to Real Madrid. They need a replacement.
True.
Yeah. So how much you receive in transfer fees makes a big difference.
True.
Yeah.
And
Like exactly, nobody expected Torres to go to Chelsea.
no one. Even I didn't expect.
Suddenly there's a deal done. Yeah. So you never know.
Transfers, talking about transfers, we will be very, very happy to cover transfers at the end of this season on this podcast, on this show. Hopefully with our original host who's not here because he's out celebrating Liverpool's win over Manchester City. Talk about professionals. Anyways, that's all we have for legend versus future legend. So right now we're going to go to, we're going to check whether there's any comments from you guys. Hopefully there is.
Oh, they actually spotted him in a Liverpool kit somewhere.
Who?
Da.
Oh yeah. Liverpool kid. West Coast. You're at West Coast when you're supposed to be here. So yeah, we don't have any. Keep your comments in. We'll be answering questions. We'll be answering your questions. Yeah. So next up would actually be the predictions. Before we wrap up the show, we've already gone through. If you're just joining us, we've gone through with the main topic, which is Mohamed Salah against Kevin De Bruyne, where you picked Mohamed Salah and I picked Kevin De Bruyne. Legend versus future legend,
Torres.
Fernando Torres. I picked Fernando Torres as well as the legend. So now we're gonna go with the predictions tonight. I mean, this weekend we have 3 big games. First up, Tottenham Hotspurs versus Manchester City. Very interesting because they are starting to not perform as well as they did for majority of the season. People say they're in crisis. I don't think it's crisis. I think it's more towards wrong players being played at the wrong time. In my opinion, of course. What about yours?
Man City?
You're going to pick Man City for...
I'm going to pick Man City because they're not going to lose 3 in a row. Okay? They're going to be fired up.
But Tottenham's at home, by the way.
Man City is still going to be fired up.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Man City is going to win 2-1.
2-1. So you don't think there's any chance that Manchester City is going to slip up this league?
No. This is all they have to play for.
With everything that went through against Liverpool.
Exactly. They lost against Liverpool. They lost against United. They are wounded lions. So they will have to come back. And Pep has to do it to show that he's world class.
So you're expecting a full strength squad for them, right?
Yep. I'm expecting Man City to go out guns blazing against Tottenham Hotspurs.
I'm happy with whatever you're saying, considering I'm an Arsenal fan. All right, the second match is actually...
But I'm going to say something, okay? If Man City is going to score 2 goals,
Yep.
and Tottenham is going to score 1 goal, all of them will be scored by Harry Kane.
I don't know why they wanted to do that, appealing. Now you get all the jokes. So the next match actually is a very, very big derby. Lazio versus Roma. And after the victory against Barcelona,
Mhm.
I think Roma is on a high. Do you think they're going to continue that?
Lazio lost against Salzburg, right?
Yeah.
So
One's on a high, the
one's
other's on
on
a
a high,
low.
the low. But I'm going to say Lazio is going to win.
Lazio's going to win.
Lazio is going to win it. Why I'm saying that is because Roma is on a high after beating Barcelona, this fixtures was out. They're already preparing for Liverpool. Right? They're already preparing for Liverpool.
I see.
And this derby is the biggest derby in Italy,
Yep.
right? And
I mean, besides
to a lot
the,
of
the
fans
Milan
who-
derby.
to a lot of fans who do not know, Lazio actually is the bigger club than Roma
That's,
in Rome.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in Rome, Lazio is actually bigger than Roma, and Lazio is a wounded lion as well.
Mhm.
You know, and this is all they're going to play for. They're not going to win the league.
Mhm.
So Lazio is going to go out.
So you're going to go with Lazio.
I'm going to go
Score?
with Lazio. 3-1.
3-1. That's a big scoreline.
Yep.
In a derby, no less.
Mhm.
Expect a lot of players for that match. So the last match we have is actually Barcelona versus Valencia.
Mhm.
Barcelona just got out. And then Valencia is actually third. Okay, this is how the league table is for La Liga. Barcelona is first, Atletico Madrid second, Valencia third, and Real Madrid are fourth.
Mhm. Barcelona against Valencia is going to be a draw.
This one's
It's going to be a draw. Valencia is they're like a comeback from
comeback
the
specialist.
Leverkusen, and I feel that they know how to counter Barcelona. And Barcelona, every time they have a bad result against a team, the next game they're not performing well. They're still trying to find how do we do that. They're still on the hangover kind of thing. So I think it's going to be a draw.
So you're going to go draw. All right, so we have Thiru's predictions for this weekend's big match. So before we end the show, I would like to say that we actually at FootBoleh have a quiz for this weekend, and it's the history of the Premier League quiz. If you scroll down on our Facebook page, you could actually play the quiz. Make sure to screenshot and then post them in the comments so every one of your friends can see your scores. Thiru, you have something special this week, isn't it?
Yeah. We're going to give you a clue, 3 clues about a footballing legend. And you're going to comment his name and see if you get the answer right.
Interesting.
Yeah?
So what's the clues?
This guy is colorful. He's pin size. The small guy.
Pin size.
Pin size. Okay? And he's Mexican.
He's Mexican.
And before people come up and say it's Javier Hernandez, it's not him.
So you already have one hint. It's not Javier Hernandez, Chicharito.
Okay? So we're looking to see your comments come through on this.
So guys,
I repeat again, he's colorful, he's pin size, small guy, Mexican.
any rewards for getting this one?
You improve your football knowledge. That's a big reward itself.
So you know what? I'm gonna go a bit further on this, alright? If you get it right, and we make sure you get it right. If you're Singaporean, you'll be sitting here. One of the weeks, you'll be sitting here with us because you know your stuff.
Yep, precisely.
So to go again, the clue is he's colorful. Clue number 1, he is colorful. Clue number 2 is his pin size. That's PINT. And lastly, he is Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you get it right, I think you'll be sitting here on this podcast one of these days. So that's about it for this week.
Yeah,
Anything-
that's about it for
anything?
this weekend. Enjoy football, no abuse.
All right. So this,
And we are trying to go and find the guy who's hosting the show.
yeah, we're still finding him.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's at West Coast. I don't know what he's doing at West Coast wearing a Liverpool jersey. Hopefully, he's not doing anything illegal. So that's about it for this weekend of the FootBoleh 2:33 p.m. podcast with me, Haikal, and Thiru. And have a good weekend of football.